In this video, I'm breaking down my picks for the 8 biggest winners of the 2026 MLB offseason so far. The Orioles have had a very solid winter. Their splashiest move, of course, was signing Pete Alonso. There's not much to say there. It's a slam-dunk power move. They also sent a haul of prospects to land Shane Baz. I know they probably overpaid, but in today's market, if you aren't willing to overpay, you aren't getting anything. They also brought back Zach Eflin, who serves as a reliable floor raiser for the rotation. However, in my mind, the biggest addition isn't a new face. It's getting Kyle Bradish back healthy. That is absolutely massive. In the bullpen, adding Ryan Helsley and Andrew Kittredge to a group with Yennier Cano and a potentially returning Felix Bautista makes the back end look scary. Plus, trading for Taylor Ward is a move that I think is being criminally underrated. They didn't lose much either, besides Gary Sanchez, Jorge Mateo, and Tomoyuki Sugano. The one move I didn't like was letting go of Grayson Rodriguez. The talent is there, his body just hasn't cooperated. Even so, this is an above-average offseason. My only wish? I wanted them to snag a true ace. But let's be real, how long has it been since this team had a true number one? If they land him, they jump to the top 2 of this list. My expectations for the White Sox are usually rock bottom, and the last few years have been no different. But this year, they are actually trying. Anthony Kay is back from overseas after a great year. Sean Newcomb looked sharp in the A's bullpen. And Jared Kelenic is the definition of a lottery ticket. High ceiling, zero consistency. I actually like a rebuilding team gambling on a guy like that. You have nothing to lose. But the real story is Munetaka Murakami. I love this move. 2 years, $34 million. Honestly, that's a steal for a player of his caliber. If he provides even 60 to 70% of his peak production, this contract becomes a legendary bargain. The fact that the White Sox were willing to go after a legitimate superstar is a win in itself. The departures, Cam Boozer, Martin Perez, Mike Tauchman, don't really move the needle. Plus, trading Luis Robert to the Mets for Luis Angel Acuna was a smart play. It's another high-potential piece that fits their timeline perfectly. You might disagree, but I really like what the Angels are doing. Trading for Grayson Rodriguez was a brilliant gamble. Then they grabbed Josh Lowe from the Rays. He was incredible in 2023, just hampered by injuries recently. The bullpen is now a collection of lottery tickets like Kirby Yates and Jordan Romano, anchored by a veteran safety net in Drew Pomeranz. They also added Alek Manoah to the rotation and Vaughn Grissom to the dirt. Sure, none of this is guaranteed, and the risk is high, but for an Angels team that struggles to attract top-tier free agents, you have to get creative. They lost some bodies, but I'm not sure they lost much irreplaceable value. I like the aggression. The Braves addressed a major pain point by bringing in Robert Suarez. Re-signing Raisel Iglesias was also huge because it felt like he was as good as gone at the trade deadline. Adding Mike Yastrzemski and Mauricio Dubon gives them elite depth. They lost Marcell Ozuna, Pierce Johnson, and Nick Allen, but honestly, I think Suarez alone provides more value than those 3 combined. The Braves might be the most underrated powerhouse in the league right now. I know they sold off a lot of talent, but I respect the Marlins for finally committing to a real rebuild. The worst thing a mediocre team can do is stay stuck in the middle. By flipping established players for a massive wave of prospects like Owen Casey, they are winning the long game. They also signed Pete Fairbanks, who can be flipped again at the deadline, and Christopher Morel, whose raw power is often overlooked. I know they failed at rebuilding before, but they deserve a round of applause for having a clear direction this time. The Cubs lost some big names, specifically Kyle Tucker and a chunk of their bullpen, but they countered immediately by landing Alex Bregman and Edward Cabrera. That's a hell of a start. They also brought in a fleet of middle relievers to ensure the floor doesn't drop out. My only gripe? I wish they had landed one more lockdown closer type. That would have made this an A+ off-season. The Dodgers only added 3 people, Kyle Tucker, Edwin Diaz, and Andy Ibanez. But here's the thing. They filled every single hole perfectly. They knew the bullpen was an issue, so they got the best closer in baseball. They knew they needed a left-handed bat in the outfield, so they replaced Michael Conforto with Kyle Tucker. No one builds a super team better than Los Angeles. Honestly, anytime the Pirates actually do something, they're winners. Signing Brandon Lowe and Ryan O'Hearn marks their first multi-year deal since 2016. That's a milestone in itself. Adding Gregory Soto, Jake Mangum, Mason Montgomery, and Garcia from the Red Sox gives them actual depth. They got the offense they needed: Lowe and O'Hearn, defensive help, Mangum, and high-velocity arms, Soto and Montgomery. I don't love that they haven't re-signed Andrew McCutchen yet. He clearly wants to be there. Trading Johan Oviedo also hurt. But overall, the talent coming in far outweighs the talent going out. And there you have it, my 8 biggest winners of the 2026 offseason.